All right. Doing this vlog kind of late. It's almost 4 o'clock today. Usually I do it in the morning, right when I get home. Didn't happen today. Had a launch. I launched the reframe course. Uh, with quite a few problems with my launch, but that happens, and it's okay because I'm still making money. People are still buying, and people are nice. If you're nice and personal to them, they're nice back. So, I've sold 4 copies, gotten a few people signed up. Um, and so, yeah, I was just checking the sales. I get an email every time it makes a sale. And some people, one person at least, has bought both courses because I'm offering both reframe courses for half off. Now this is something that only you get to know. Vlog, only you get to know this. Um, you have to watch this to get these kinds of secrets. Here's the thing: the building reframe components course, which is not launching, it's been available for a long time. It was the online only price was $79. I'm upping it to $199 for the normal price, but the sale price is $99. So it's actually more expensive than it was. And if you were paying attention to the prices, then you would know that now. So it's not like a secret, but I'm not sharing that, of course. I am uh, calling it half price. It's half off because after Friday, it's going to be $199, which is it's a very normal thing. The price, it doesn't really mean anything, and I want to have higher priced products, especially this like over 8 hour product should be pretty expensive. Um, some things that went wrong with it. I started writing the email and I realized I needed to do some data import into Drip. I needed to get the segment set up for the people to email to. That took a while. Then I had a call that was already scheduled at 10 o'clock. So it took until that I had a half hour of call. So then I started working on it again, drafting this email. Oh, I don't have a plugin that I need. Got to install that. Boom, 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 boom. I still haven't launched. It's noon, 12:30. I have another call. You know, so it just took a while um, to get all that together, and it's okay. It's all right. I promised. I didn't break a promise. It wasn't a promise, but I said at like 11 o'clock last night. I said in less than 12 hours, and it took more than 12 hours. It took like 13 or 13 and a half hours. You know, that's all right. I had a bunch of notes written down about things I needed to do, and I just stopped referring to it, and I forgot. So I just stopped. There are things that I left off, like I didn't change the price of one thing, and anyway, um, that's fine. That's okay. It's working. People are buying, and now that everything is working and ready, I can send another email tomorrow, and then I'll send another email on Friday, and then just before it is done, I'm gonna send one more. So there you go. I've been thinking a lot about. Oh wow, this is a big topic. You know how sometimes you just know when you start talking. Uh, I use an email service called Drip, and came highly recommended. People are like, just install it, just do it. Like, stop thinking about it. It's better than Mailchimp. Just do it. So I did it, and it was good. I got a lot more signups than I did with Mailchimp. It had a little what's called a toaster that would like whoop, pop up in the bottom corner of your browser, and that they've been pretty successful. They've been growing as a company, but the issue is that they might be outgrowing me. Like they just did a kind of a rebrand, a lot of design changes, but they used to be talking a lot about marketing automation, and now they're talking about ECRM, and no one knows what they mean by it. And anyway, I've just been thinking about, for the whole past year, I've been trying to automate more of my marketing, my email marketing, and it has not worked. It has not worked at all. Um, Most of what I send are one off emails, they're not automated. And when I say they're outgrowing me, what I mean really is that what I liked the most was that email opt in thing that popped up, and how successful it was at getting people to sign up, and that there was it had just enough automation to make it work for what I wanted to do. Um, Meaning, if I have something like a little sequence to send someone, it had a campaign, and I could just add them to the campaign. Something like MailChimp had different lists, and so if you wanted to have someone on both lists, you paid for them on both. It was weird. Whereas Drip just lets you tag everybody, and so they found like this little niche of that captured something that the big players weren't doing. Um, but now they're going into this ECRM thing, and it kind of sounds good, but I just don't know what they're doing, and it's just making me doubt, because I've actually been pulling back from all that automation. Like, they have this whole workflow thing. It's like a programming language that you um, it's visual, and you say like, well, first this happens, and then this happens, and then this happens. But I never found a really good use for it. It's You can't tell where people are, and I don't want to treat people. This is what I learned from trying to treat people like this. I don't want to treat people as like just bulk dump everyone through this workflow and like watch the sales come in. I would much rather have tools that keep me in the loop a little bit, um, because it's so hard to program that to get it perfectly right. Like, your workflows are going to have bugs, and people are going to fall through cracks and things. And um, there's no introspection into where someone is, right? So, like, someone's like, hey, why are you sending me so many emails? There's no way to know in Drip why. Or if someone tells me something, I want to say, oh, you need to be on this workflow. There's no, I mean, you can do that. You can look them up in Drip, put them on a different workflow, but you can't put them like halfway in to the workflow, right? You can't say, oh, like, you should be like, I just feel like what they're doing is automating the wrong stuff. They're automating at this low level, and they're trying to automate what emails to send people. And um, that, I mean, I'm still figuring this out, but they're what I would rather have is a better view of the person, right? Like, I want their picture there. I want to know, like, okay, here's a good example. I made a whole workflow that's I call the customer life cycle. So they sign up, and they're free. They're like a free. They're on the free tier. Let's call it that. And then, so at that point, I want to start sending them emails like, hey, check out some of the free stuff. I got this stuff over here. And then once they see how much stuff there is, maybe you can start pitching them like, hey, if you want to sign up, here's a link, you know. So then they sign up and they go to the paid, right? And then it tracks, oh, what if they have a missed payment or something, and so they go into the expired, but then they paid, so it goes back up to paid, and or what if they cancel, it drops them down here, and then they go back into the free pool. So I tried to make this workflow that kept track of people that way, and it just doesn't. It has holes in it. I don't know where the holes are. It's hard to track. Um, and so I have people tagged as paid, but they're not. You know, I look in my system of record where they actually are paid. They're not. So I I've been pulling back all these automations and things, just turning them off, and using, you know, crazy. I know, but my site has a programming language. It is built as a dynamic site, and it knows exactly when someone pays and exactly when they sign up and when they cancel. It knows that, and I just have code that tells Drip when they sign up, put them on this mailing list, remove them from all the others. When they cancel, send them the cancel sequence, cancel all the other ones, and it is just so easy. It's like 20 lines of code, and I didn't have to drag and drop anything, and nobody's falling through any cracks. So I don't know. I'm just really reconsidering this, and I'm even thinking a lot about. So hey Bobby, I just saw your message. My vlog is about my business, purelyfunctional.tv, where I sell video courses for a programming language called Clojure. Yeah, thanks for the question. That's awesome. I think that's my first question, actually. Uh, so, I'm really, I'm really thinking about whether this tool is right for me, and or how best to use it, because what I was telling someone earlier, the less automated I do stuff, and the more I realize, hey, this is just going to be a little bit of work for me, like manual work. The more I do that, the the better it works. You know, when I just bite the bullet and say, I can't get this like I can't do this automatically. I just have to do it manually. Like it's just perfect. It just works every time. And you know, it's a little, or maybe it takes half an hour of my time, but it works. So I don't know. Um, and it's, you know, I do a lot of emailing. I have a newsletter and my sales emails and stuff. So like it's a big deal what email provider you use. And anyway, um, Clojure Sync is coming up in 2 weeks. 2 weeks start from tomorrow, and so I'm, you know, I called. Here's the thing. It's another lesson. I called the venue. There's a restaurant attached to the venue, and I asked the restaurant. I called the restaurant, and I asked them about coffee. So I was afraid to do coffee with them because I thought it would be too expensive. Usually, event venues, when you ask for refreshments and food and stuff, they don't charge you per like cup of coffee. They charge you per hour, right? And so what you're really paying for is the person who's there to refresh it and everything. Coffee's cheap, and the labor is expensive. Um, so I was kind of hesitant to call because I didn't even want to get into that conversation with them. And yeah, I called, and it turns out that they charge by the amount of coffee. And they were perfectly willing to just go refresh it every now and then. And also perfectly willing to just like, oh, you ran out? We'll make you some more and charge you for it. Like, that is good service, and it's not expensive because, you know, you want a 50 cup, you know, whatever, 10-gallon spigot thing of coffee, we'll just make it. And um, charge you, we'll just keep tally of how many we made, and we'll charge you for it at the end. I was like, that's exactly what I want. And I was then, so they've never done an all day event apparently with coffee. And so I was like, okay, but some people don't drink coffee, they drink tea. And they're like, oh, I hadn't thought of that, right? So they're like, well, we gotta think about how to do that. And I'm like, and some people don't even drink tea, and they're gonna be there all day, so they're gonna need some water to drink. And then they're like, oh wow, how do we do that? So they are going and figuring out, with the manager and everything, what to do. And I hope they come back and they haven't been like, we're just gonna charge you by the hour now. I hope that they come with a real solution to this, and that it's just pay as you go. How many, things of hot water did you use, or how many pots of coffee did you use? And it's actually really affordable. It's about what I thought I would pay if I had to do it myself. So I hope that works, and I hope it's just like a one-shot thing, or that I can just have someone there to complain to. You know what I mean? Not complain to, but like, hey, the coffee's run out. Can you go fill that up? And they're like, oh yeah, sure, we'll do that. And I can set a volunteer on that. Like, hey, before, like, everyone's gonna leave the lobby area and go into the theater for the talk to start. When everyone's moving that way, check, is there any coffee left? And if there's no coffee left, then go tell them, and it'll be ready by the time the talk comes out. Something like that. Excuse me. Okay, so I've been having really busy days. These calls, I mean, I love them, but it's about 4 hours a day. It's 3 half-hour calls, except I have a little prep, and usually they go a little longer, and they just feel like it's half my day is on calls, um, which is fine. They're only going to last a week, a week and a half more, but yeah. I'm scheduled now to talk at the university on Friday. I hope to give out some tickets there, and then be talking about closure. I don't know what I'm going to say. Like, honestly, it's not the best job. I mean, the best programming language to start with if you want to get a job. And um, I don't know what I'll tell them. I think I might talk more about functional programming, about the good things about learning multiple languages and different paradigms, about how if you're really into it, there are jobs out there. Um, yeah, and it's an interesting language, that's for sure. Like, if you're still a student and you have plenty of time to just kind of learn cool stuff, yeah, learn Clojure. Um, what else? My personal branding stuff. I've still got MJ doing transcriptions. He's sick now, which kind of sucks. He's got a fever and he's in bed, and um, it just kind of feels like he hasn't really started the year. We're a month in, and it just hasn't really kicked in yet. I want to talk to him about social media next. We have a meeting every Monday, so on our next meeting, I want to talk to him about doing something like that. I've been thinking, like, I have an Instagram, but I don't really know what I would want to put on there. I don't use it that much, and so I'm trying to figure that out. If there's something there for, it's got to be something visual, and programming is often not that visual. I could do like editor porn, but I'm not really into that. And I think it should be, you should make the thing that you like to do, because you're going to have to spend a lot of time doing it. So I was thinking, one thing I love doing, I was reading this book. Oh, it's not over here. It's in the other room. And just from the first page, it's like quote, 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 all it's very quotable text. So here's my idea. I like reading, and I like these quotes, obviously, and people like pictures with quotes on them on Instagram. I've noticed that. Um, so why not start amassing these quotes up? So I'll like highlight the page, bookmark it, take a picture of it with my phone, send it to my assistant. Um, Make sure he knows what book it is, so you can see the author, get maybe a picture of the author, and he starts making quote pages for me. So it's not all my quotes; it's quotes that I like and are programming related, I guess. Um, yeah, it's an idea. I don't know if I really want to dominate Instagram right now. I think Twitter is where I should be focusing, but these could be good on Twitter too. Hmm. Now that Twitter has more than 140 characters, you can actually quote something without trimming it down. Um, yeah, I've also had this idea. I don't know if I should even go into it. I won't. Um, yeah, yeah. So that's what I'm dealing with now. I'm about to take the banner off of the. So I have a banner with a coupon code that's based on where you live, where you're accessing the site, and um, so if you're accessing in a country that doesn't have a high income, I give you a discount, say 20% discount. Well, I've got um, I got a couple customers already. Sorry, it's tired. It's the end of the day. Um, I got a couple of customers that are asking like, "Hey, can you get rid of it? I already bought. Like, I don't need to see the coupon code every day." And um, I don't like. I thought they might want to see that the coupon code is there, so they could tell their friends, or if they wanted to buy something else, you know. And now I realize, they're getting annoyed. Let's just get rid of it. So I got to code that up. Little if statement in there. If they access, if they're logged in, and if they're a paying user, I will just not put it. So it's a few lines of code, I'm sure. And that's it. I'm gonna go jump on that task. Thanks so much. Subscribe, like, ask questions, and whatever. See you next time.